Niggas in my grill tryna phase me.
Hi everyone, you're welcome to another episode of Measles Art School. Today we're going to be talking about, or I'm going to be giving you some advice on things I learned the hard way. Honestly, things I learned the hard way on my artist journey. And as I'm talking to you, or as I'm rambling in the background, I'm going to play a little time lapse of one of my drawings here, so that you guys can feel your visual sensors or whatever they call it, your eyes. Sorry. Okay, let's get into it. So, without wasting any time, let us. So, the first advice I have for you guys today is that nothing happens overnight. Just know that. I can't stress it enough. You are going to make terrible art in the beginning. Every artist has this phase of making terrible art, and just try not to give up. I know I wanted to give up at some point, but I just persevered through the hard times. My advice for you here is to draw what you love, draw what you enjoy doing. If you have a favorite anime show that you like to watch, draw the characters from there. Or if you have a TV show or something you like drawing, or you can try to draw your family members or something, just do something that gives you joy in order to feel that passion for the work. The second advice I have for you guys today is that not all the information out there is for you. Personally, when I started out learning on YouTube, I started with all these more advanced channels and like Proco and Anatomy Academy, and each time what I just kept hearing was this
in front of the neck. It's an unusual little bone because it has no joints or direct attachments to other bones. Time for muscles. There's no competition. These three muscles are the largest and most important neck muscles for artists to learn. The levator retriever, the sternocleidomastosaurus, and the trapeziotron are essential for expressing the forms and motions of the neck. We already learned the trapeziotron, so let's get on with the other two.
So did you pick anything from that? I'm guessing if you don't have an idea of anatomy, did you understand shit that guy just said? Most of the time, it's either the information is too ahead of you and you're just wasting your time listening to it because you don't understand what is going on. You think you understand, but you don't actually understand because you don't have enough information to get what the person is talking about. Or sometimes it is that the information is not just meant for you at all, because there's a lot of information going out. Do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. And as your information on the basics of art increases and you understand what you want to do with your art becomes more clear, you will know which information to filter in or filter out. But for now, just learn the basics. Learn the basics is what is going to help you know which information is going to be useful to you and which information is just a waste of time. Advice number 3, make sure you enjoy the process. This is very important. Enjoy the process of what you are doing. Enjoy your learning process. I don't know about you guys, but personally, I dread any form of learning. I dread it. I hate any form of learning. But I like showing off what I've learned because it makes me feel superior. So, okay, sorry about that. So, my advice here is to start drawing by, like I said before, start drawing with something you love. Your fan art, go back to that so that it will feel your passion and let you enjoy the process of what you're creating. Advice number 4, learn to identify your strengths and your weaknesses. It's good to accept your reality and know where your strengths lie and where you're lacking. So don't deceive yourself and don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and learn something new. As a total beginner, you will probably have an issue knowing where you stand, where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, because you don't have a full grasp of the basics, which is why my next advice is going to be number 5, learn the basics. I can't stress the importance of the basics enough. Not knowing the basics is like building a house without a foundation, or opening into a car in the middle of the highway without knowing how to drive and just saying, God will help me, let me just be going. So what the basics help, you'll be able to access your strengths and your weaknesses and help you know what you are looking at in an image. For instance, now look at this image. Regular people just see Georgia Smith, but what an artist will see is structure, landmarks, anatomy, planes, color shapes, Those are the things just off the top of my head that I can observe in this that we can observe in this image. So knowing the basics will let you know what you are, let you understand what you are drawing. You're not just blindly copying what you are seeing in front of you. I've already made a video introducing some of the basics in the past. I'll leave that link in the description below, so go there and watch. This next advice is for people that have already started practicing the basics. Number 6, which is what focus on one aspect while you're learning. Don't be like me that tries to grab everything at once. That's really slowed down my progress in the past. For instance, if you're practicing gesture, don't go in and start rendering everything out and letting it look perfect and you call it a gesture. Try to kill that perfectionism. When practicing the basics, you have to focus on one aspect at a time. Don't get tempted like I did to jump to other places. So for instance, when practicing gesture, you can do like 20 gesture drawings, then decide to render one of the gesture drawings out and make it look perfect. Yes, that is, you can do that. What I'm saying is, don't waste time on the irrelevant stuff. Make sure you focus on your practice. Focus on the aspects you are practicing at hand so that you understand it better. Or you get what I'm saying? So that you won't get distracted and slow down your progress. Most popular artists you know have an aspect they are really good at, and it really shines in their work. Like Louis, she's really good at gesture. Kim Jong-gi, that guy is really good at arranging forms in space, perspective. Who else? This guy, Ego Josh. He has been practicing anatomy, and that thing has really shined through his work. Sam does that, is really good at playing with saturated colors. And our 7th advice for today is going to be find a community of artists to work around. So it is good to have people that are on the same journey as you in life, and what these people are going to help you with is to help guide and support you. Those people that are a little ahead of you will give you advice that may help you, and you also need people to motivate you when your passion and motivation meters are low. So that is what having a community is going to do for you. And the last but not the least, number 8 is going to be never use a sketchbook when you're practicing. This is a personal advice, and I'm sure you're like, oh, why would I use a sketchbook? What else should I use to draw? My advice: buy a pack of printer paper or A4 paper, whatever you call it. Buy a pack of it. That's what I used for my practice. It helped me. The reason why I'm going to advise you to do this is, number 1, it is obviously the cheaper option. Number 2, it helps me remove this like perfectionism sense. Like the piece of paper is expendable. It is not part of any bigger plot. Nobody's seeing it. I can just draw on it and throw it inside the dustbin. So having that mentality is going to help you actually move forward, because a lot of us have this perfectionism mentality that everything has to look good. So we're too scared to actually practice or go out of our comfort zone, because it's only the things we are good at drawing that we just keep drawing over again. But you need to get out of your comfort zone and draw something new every time you practice. Always push your limits. See what you can do. See how far you can go. And this is going to help you in your progress. It's going to go a long way in helping you progress. So the way I use my A4 paper, I use it the way it is, then pack it into a file when I'm done with drawing on it, or I just use glue and bind a bunch of them together and use it as a sketchbook like that. You can have as much knowledge as you want, but the practice is what makes you actually move forward. Because sometimes you know what you're meant to draw, but your hand is not just there yet. So you have to practice to put your hand and your head in the same place. So A4 paper helps you remove that sense of perfectionism. I don't know English, please. It helps you remove that sense of that it has to look perfect, it has to look good each time. So each piece of paper is expendable, nothing special about it. So get that. And that will come to an end for the little advice I have for you guys today. So in the future, I'm going to make more videos to show you guys everything I know about the basics, from gesture, structure, color, everything. I'm going to teach you guys what I know about it. I hope my influence here will motivate you to move forward and progress as an artist. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Tips19 on Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, I'm on TikTok now. And here is the final drawing.